capitalism. We would work great on the weekends. But it's like to put that structure on drag, and ultimately it's not a degradation, it's an expansion. But it's like it gets a little scary for everybody involved when there becomes a lower, middle, and upper class of drag. And in this context, it's like upper class would be, I guess, yeah, Rue girls, those people that are performing on a televised international stage, those aspiring to it, and those still living on the stage and living in the underground of drag. It's frightening for people on each level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pitting them against each other almost.
Yeah, it all bears the same word, but I don't think it shares the same power.
They require different things, and there's different results. So I suppose it's like a diversification of the drag industry.
Industry makes me nervous.
The sound of the word industry itself.
Well, so I make it a point, and not because I'm like, I don't want to think in capitalist terms, but I always call it my drag journey, which I think sounds a little bit
I like
stupid,
that. But
I don't like calling it a career.
Well, it's like the artist way. I'm on my drag way, but you're not on your artist career.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't like saying career for me, because I think that implies that it's part of a structure that I don't really want it to be.
Well, yeah, exactly. It implies that every action that you do for your drag has a monetary or like reciprocal result that you will get back from it if it is a career.
Which, hopefully it does.
Which is nice, but it shouldn't be the essence.
Right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the essence. It should be the essence. Jada Essence Hall.
Jada Essence Hall.
Hi guys, so at this point in the podcast, Pastiche and I took a quick detour that wasn't so quick to talk about the new season of Drag Race, which at the time they had just done their reveal looks, and I realized that by the time this episode came out it wouldn't be particularly timely, and we'd already have an entire episode under our belt, so I decided to remove most of it, but in essence we do want to wish well to all of the girls participating in Drag Race Season 13. Despite many of our cynical views about the show, we love to see other queens succeed. So, yeah, here's the rest of the pod.
That being said, we are hitting a time mark that is unacceptable for Spotify. Truly,
Yeah.
If I were to upload this unedited, I do not think it would be accepted to any streaming service. So, we are
there are things you need to cut out.
So much we need to cut out.
Yeah.
And to anybody who's wondering, at the end of this podcast, what was left on the cutting room floor in our hard-hitting reporting on Drag Race? Yeah. Die mad, because you will never hear it. So we are going to do our really quick outro here. Pastiche, where can our followers find you on the social media? And are there any sort of projects or things coming up that you would like to promote or plug?
You can find me on Instagram at It's Pastiche, ITSPASTICHE, and you could also find me on Twitter at It's Pastiche. I do not have any upcoming drag projects, as we sort of talked about. Mm-hmm. I am largely tabling the digital drag for the time being. But
did we even talk about why you were no longer doing digital drag, or just how much it sucks?
Well, I think we talked about digital drag in a way that maybe insinuates what I miss about it. I do definitely think we talked about that. It might have been an hour and a half ago.
That's true.
With that, I will say, as a plug, I guess, if you are someone who is interested in doing a sort of ridiculous one-off show and you need a space to do that, I have helped other folks with that by sharing those shows on my Twitch channel, because I have a computer that can handle that garbage.
Yes.
And that is one tangible way for me to make people happy that isn't recording drag numbers right now.
Yes, so if you want to set up a show through Twitch, or any kind of engagement through Twitch, Pastiche is the premier backstage person to run those sort of operations. I can vouch the shows that they run are smooth and beautiful and lovely. So hit them up. I may be hitting them up very soon about some potential shows. We will see. And then I guess
I love
tune in. I do not know exactly when this is going to come out, but tune in
I think the 19th.
Yeah, tune in a couple weeks for Turbo Pageant with both me and Pastiche. It is the All-Stars showdown. It's going to be a fucking disaster because both of us are doing really amazing mental health-wise. So get excited for that. Pastiche, thank you so much. I'm excited.
Thank you. This has been a wild ride. I'm glad that we were able to speak about so much. And
yes, absolutely. I hope it was coherent enough for everyone involved.
I don't know if it was coherent, but I think if anything has been a benefit, nope, we're going to change the phrasing of that because that sentence didn't make sense.
Go ahead.
If there has been anything beneficial from digital drag for me, it's shit like this.
Exactly.
This would not have happened in a different world.
I was going to say, the one thing is it's connected me to so many people, Florida Man and Nikki Jizz and everybody included. So, thank God for that. We've expanded the network of queer creators. But hopefully we get to see each other in person sooner than later.
Yeah. Yeah. Despite all of the nonsense of digitality, I do feel that there are people now who see what I'm doing and witness what I'm doing and respect me for what it is.
Exactly.
And that network has grown larger.
And, I'm just glad to be seen and witnessed. I don't have to be respected. So, so everybody out there, just look and make fun, do whatever you need. And
it's easy.
There's a lot of material to work with. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to Pastiche. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm going to transition real quick into the outro of this pod. Woo! Let's go!
Thank you!
Thank you guys so much for listening to that episode of Black and White with Pastiche. We cannot wait for you all to come and cancel us for everything that we said and then did not say. But please remember to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and leaving a good rating and a review is always appreciated as well and really helps with the pod. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Shiksuh, SHIKSUH, as well as visit my website at dion.wtf. That's DEON.WTF. And now, here comes a part that I think I'm going to start including in every episode of the podcast. In addition to being a drag queen and a wig stylist and a terrible interviewer, I am a singer and have this big, embarrassing background in musical theater. So, with all of that unearned confidence, I am going to include a little song at the end of each episode, something maybe to do with what's happening at the time that episode is released. I don't know. I might get clever with it. And just so you guys know, I am doing this completely selfishly out of my need to get back into singing regularly. So for a lot of these songs going forward, please excuse the lesser audio quality. The area that I have to record in is not the most soundproof, and also excuse my slowly recovering voice as I haven't been treating it the best this year. Anyway, please enjoy this cover of New Year by Regina Spektor.
She sets her alarm 5 minutes to midnight and wakes just in time to greet the new year. Remembers the kisses, remembers the laughter, and all that's gone away. She shuffles around, turning the lights on, goes to the kitchen, gets the champagne, opens the window, and wrapped in a blanket, begins to count and wait. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! They say you can hear it over the island, starting in Times Square and spreading throughout. A roar like the ocean, it comes from a distance, grows louder then turns quiet. She sits in a dream or in a memory, while old conversations play in her ears. Sometimes the minutes feel longer than hours. Some days feel long as years. She's just glad she gets to be around to see another spring come to this town. Happy New Year, Happy New Year to you. She sets her alarm 5 minutes to midnight and wakes just in time to say her goodbyes, thanking the old year for all it has brought her. No mention of the things it took away. She shuffles around, turning the lights out, closes the window, checks on the locks, folds up the blanket, and empties the bottle, and leaves it in the hallway dark. She's just glad she gets to be around to see another spring come to this town. Happy New Year, 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 Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to you. Nice.
This podcast is produced